All right, so this is going to be game one. This is going to be versus the red-white Gundam Seed deck. And in this one, I'm going to end up going first, so I don't get the EX resource. For the most part, unless your opponent's playing a really aggressive deck, if you're getting the EX resource, you kind of want to save it till you get to level 7, though, so that way you can start doing your unicorn plays. Otherwise, this is a pretty good starting hand. I drew Overflowing Affection, which is exactly what I wanted. They do have a body on field. But we're just going to go ahead and cycle through our deck. Use Overflowing, so draw 2, discard 1. Another Overflowing. Oh, perfect. And a Hawk. Hawk of Endymion is such a good card. I got to discard a card. So I'm going to choose the L Strike. I run 4 of those. Actually, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I run the ratios to where I can discard one of those. I draw another L Strike, so now it's time to trash the Perfect Strike. But you know what? Never mind. Yeah, I have 2 unicorns, and I really only need 1 for this combo to go off. So right now I have 2 of my combo pieces, a unicorn and the Menager. And then my opponent swings with their dagger, gets rid of my EX base. With this deck, you are going to take some damage, so expect that to happen. So we're just going to play a blocker, the Zowort, and then pass turn. Well, first we're going to think about passing turn. At the end of my turn, my opponent plays their Hawk. So it's probably best just to play mine and get rid of their body as well. Against aggressive decks, Hawk's really good at just keeping their board in check really early on. Against decks with blockers, Hawk is really good at just opening so you can attack with your own units without being blocked. So you'll see the AI in this. They did make this weird play where they played that command card, and there was no value out of it. It's not the best play in the world, but you know what? At least it doesn't affect your gameplay to where you aren't getting such a ridiculous advantage that it's just not realistic. So it's a pretty good AI other than that. So my opponent's swinging now. I go ahead and let them do the damage. I don't mind the Archangel taking some damage, but I probably should have just blocked. And when you see your bases, you actually do want to play those because you want to get those cards that are in your shields really early on. They might be things that you can use for your combos. But we're going to go ahead and play the L Strike with the Kira and go ahead and bounce. I'm going to choose the Strike Gundam. Even though it gives my opponent some more cycling, it's kind of the better option there. It has the strongest attack, and it's not something that, if it were left on the field, would make a huge difference. L will swing into the dagger, using Kira to give it -2 AP. Kira is really good in that sense to where it can allow you to take down things and not take as much damage, so you can survive other hits later on. Like, for example, here. I go ahead and let it just go through because the 2 from that unit isn't going to do a huge damage to my L Strike, and it's still going to be on the field. All right, we're at level 6. We're still not seeing the last piece, which is the destroy mode. So we're just going to start playing some other blockers and whatnot from our hand. And I have 4 resources left during the turn, so I'm going to try to use our Archangel base, and I'm going to go ahead and attack with my L Strike. Get rid of their EX base. -2 to whatever, that doesn't matter. And then we'll use Archangel, paying 2 resources to restand one of my blockers. And that's why I like having Archangel on the field. I try to protect it, even though it's okay if it takes a little bit of damage. So my opponent's trying to attack into it now. We're just going to go ahead and get a block. And they're going to swing with their Justice Gundam. It has 5 HP, so I do have to find a way to get rid of that. But it goes ahead and takes out my L Strike. I think it does some damage. My opponent's just now clearing my board, but you could see where they only have 2 cards in hand still, and I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand, so I'm at a good point here. Don't see the Unicorn Destroy mode, but we're just going to go ahead and start our plays. So we play the Unicorn mode, Link Benager. Benager gives me a draw, more cycling, and then I draw the Unicorn Destroy mode, so that's perfect. We'll swing with Unicorn mode, get rid of the base, and then we'll go ahead and pop it. Unicorn mode will return Benager. I just got to trash something in my hand. We can go ahead and get rid of the Zoword at this point. And then I get to play Destroy mode, and I just link another Benager, and then get another draw. Just really good overall. When attacking, Unicorn does rest stuff. That would be good if you were attacking and they had a blocker that you just didn't want to stop you from swinging for game or anything like that, or if there was a problematic body you wanted to get off the field earlier if you had a wider board, but right now there's none of that. So we'll go ahead and block, keep the Unicorn on the field a little bit longer. It took the 5 damage from taking out that last Justice Gundam. Now here's my opponent's base. But they're definitely running out of plays here. Oh, there's the other Destroy mode. Now we're drawing those pieces. Pretty much have a setup field, so I'm going to just start playing bodies. Use the Perfect Strike to bounce something to hand. I think it has to be 1 HP or... yeah, 1 HP. L Strike to bounce something to hand. And then we'll go ahead and start trying to clear my opponent's board. So swing at their base, suspend their, what is that, their dagger? No, it's their Strike Gundam. And then L Strike will go ahead and get rid of the dagger, taking minimal damage. And we'll end our turn for now. So the Unicorn just gives such great value, especially against bases. So now there's a lot of the bases I can one-shot them, but you see my opponent rebuilding their board. And while I'm running out of combo pieces, now I'm just getting units without the pilots. It's still, I'm doing pretty good. We'll go ahead and just use this to suspend their blocker, so that way they can't block. We one-shot their base. Get rid of that blocker. Kira makes it a 0 attack, so it's a free battle right there. And then we're whittling down their shields. Let's just play some more bodies. Let's make a really wide board. It's not like they can make a huge comeback. This early in the game's life, your opponents realistically can't make huge comebacks. Not with just 1 card in hand, at least. But we'll use Archangel to restand. I don't restand the L because I don't want to have to block with it. I don't mind the other ones, the other blockers being destroyed in battle. As long as I have, let's see here. Yeah, as long as I have 1 blocker, I should be fine. Opponent's going to use Striker Pack to play one of their blocker tokens, but Unicorn is perfect for dealing with that. And so we'll go ahead and finish out games. So Unicorn swings, suspends their blocker. And then, yeah, we just swing with the last of our bodies. There's really nothing they can do about it, unless they had like a really good command in their hand, but the AI would have used it by this point.